The smell of exhaust fumes hit me as I stepped off the Greyhound bus and into my new life. The driver didn't even bother getting off, since my luggage consisted of the duffel bag slung over my shoulder. I hadn't taken 2 steps before he was bumping back over the shoulder and onto the road. Guess Banks, Idaho wasn't a hot spot for travelers. I considered my options, which were exactly nil, and let out a sigh. I was literally standing on the side of the highway with no phone. Thanks again, Mommy dearest, and no real idea of what to do next. A covered bulletin board caught my eye, and I wandered over to it, hitching my bag higher on my shoulders. Considering it holds all of my worldly possessions, it should be heavier, I thought idly as I perused the board. It had the bus schedule and, thank you God, a map of this tiny town. It wasn't much, but it gave me a direction to start walking once I figured out which way was south. According to the tiny map, there was a town called High Valley to the north, but nothing between here and there. I was looking for the only motel around, which, based on my own sketchy brand of logic, should be in the center of the town. I headed south, fingers crossed I was actually going south, and thanked whoever was listening once again that I'd had the foresight to wear tennis shoes when I told my mom I was going to live with Dad. I'd packed my stuff in anticipation of what would no doubt be an epic showdown. What I hadn't expected was the sheer vindictiveness she'd displayed. When she realized she couldn't stop me, she'd refused to let me take anything, including my phone or debit card. I'd been allowed 1 duffel bag of clothes, so I'd been choosy since I had no idea what to expect. As I hiked along the shoulder of the highway, it was clear I was no longer in the city. Massive trees surrounded me, the highway nothing more than a ribbon cutting through deep forest, and I shivered slightly. When I'd decided to move in with Dad, I hadn't really considered the consequences of my decision. My phone confiscated by a petty parent while I tried to figure out how to survive my senior year in the backwoods of Idaho. Part of me wanted to turn back, wait for the next bus and go back home. But after Mom's last words, I knew that would never happen. I had to make this work.